All right, karibuni sana to the TUBONGE talk show right here at PCA Thome online page, at this YouTube page, and we are so grateful to see you. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. That will go a long way to support us and to make sure that these great messages go to many people. And today we have a great show lined up for us. We're talking about love, and more than love, relationships. And we want to see how we're going to make healthy relationships. Where is the voice of the church in these relationships? And I'm not talking about these alone. I have a great man with me today, the man who is in charge of the youth ministry here at PCA Thome, the one and only Pastor David. I want him to say hi to you and to tell us how he has been. Na mambo iko vipi? Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here and to again be in this show. I have been watching and following, and so I'm happy to be here. And again, the youth ministry in this church has been going on very well, and we feel even in this month where we are doing Youth Week that all is well. And we'll have a great number of activities towards the end of the month, and so keep praying for us. Again, keep supporting us, giving your comments. I'm glad again to be in this show. Yeah.
Awesome. And all the youth, you are welcome every Sunday from about 10:30. There is some tea for the youth right at the upper hall. There is a youth hall there, very amazing room, and the Lord is going to bless you when you come support the youth with all the ministries that we have. Also prepare to support the youth. But let us go into the topic of the day, which is relationships. And let us start here by defining love. Because there's some people who are saying, mwanaume ni wallet na hatuwezi kula mapenzi. Then another person says money is not everything. And the reason why we've decided to talk about this is because we know we have different people who watch us. And because in TikTok and in YouTube and in Instagram, all these things are there. We have a wedding that has gone through this week. Everybody is talking about. So we want to see where is the voice now of the church. When you're seeing everything happening, the good and the bad, also the church needs to have a voice. So we want to know, how can you define love from your point of view?
Now, I would say love is a choice. It's a deliberate decision to develop a liking for someone. So you decide you want to love. You decide you love someone, and you deliberately, seek to develop that liking. And by maybe getting to know them better and being able to see their positives even more than their negatives. And so love is more of a choice, it's a decision we make. And when you develop the liking, is because we are the ones who initiated it and we are the ones who developed it, means we need to sustain it. So just like you can, get in love or fall in love, you can also, get back at it and say, no, I will not love. So you can give or refuse to give. You can give and take it back. So if you have to love someone continuously, means you have to work on that decision continuously, because you're developing a liking for someone, and it takes time to do so. Meaning, even in sense, you'll have to do it over and over again. So for love to be sustained, two people have to decide. We will love each other, and we'll continue to do everything it takes so that our liking does not go away. Yeah.
So it's not about feelings at I'm feeling something. You need to understand what you're entering into, who you're dealing with.
I would say
yes,
that some feeling or some adrenaline running,
yes,
it's helpful in reminding you,
yes,
that probably you need to develop this liking for someone. Probably it can also point you to someone, maybe you get to know them better. But it can neither be what we call love, nor can it sustain love. It cannot, because it goes away. And sometimes it can go away even with natural happenings, like hunger. You can wake up one day just hungry, and it goes away. You can wake up sick, and you don't feel that at all, because there are other things running in your body. So if you have not done it deliberately in your mind, I'm going to love so and so, I'm going to love them, if that feeling is the only thing that keeps you, it'll go away with natural happenings, with some other likings, with change of events. I mean, it'll go. So it can point you that maybe this person interests me. It can point you that maybe what I'm experiencing is good, but it cannot be what will make you make a decision or even what will sustain your love.
I like the way you're putting it, that the feeling is just to help you in your commitment.
Yeah.
So the commitment remains. If the feeling is there, it's just helping, but the commitment is the main thing.
Yeah.
And I think on that, I don't know what you feel are some of the things critical when dating. When now you've narrowed and seen, I have someone here. In this space where you're courting and dating, and I'm imagining here we're not just loving for fun. We are loving with a name to create families. So what are some of those things you feel in dating? These are some of the things we need to look at.
Now, dating is all about knowledge, getting to know someone. So what we are talking about here now is what are the things do you want to know, to look at. Please be awake while dating. That you must be awake. You must be aware. You must be deliberate. You cannot just date so that let's go and wing it. Whatever comes, whatever goes. No, that's not dating. Dating is you decide. This particular date, I want to learn about their family. You decide, I will go all directions, but family I will learn. This particular time, I want to look at career and vision of this person. So you must be able to do it like a project, because it's the most important project of life. So you don't just go there and sit and feel nice about the chemistry around you. You have to decide. So when you're looking for someone, I would say the chemistry, as I said, helps, but it's not the main thing. And even if it goes away, you should still remain bound to each other. So the chemistry helps, so you need to feel that. Again, if you have no feelings at all,
we're also in trouble.
You're just doing like it's a contract. It's like you're looking for a contractor, or you are gauging which mechanic is better. I mean, it doesn't help.
Yes.
So you need to, again, the chemistry needs to be there. But secondly, you need to look for a soulmate. Someone you can talk and talk and talk and talk. If you go for a date and it's not hacking, conversations are short yes. answers and to the point. There's no conversation that's flowing.
Yes.
I mean, you are simply sipping tea. There's nothing
question
much.
And answer done.
That's a bad one.
Yes.
Even if the chemistry is 99%, I don't know, that's a bad one. Because you need to talk. And in the talking, as you talk and talk, some freedom comes in, your hearts begin to be bound, and then you're also able to hear things they cannot say when they're cautious. Because if you have cautious talk, where you're asking somebody, so what's your likes and dislikes? And they're cautiously telling you the ones that are not difficult. Like an interview, the way in an interview, even when you ask for weaknesses, you don't bring out things that will make them, not pick you.
Be like
weaknesses that have been weighed properly. So if you are doing that, just talking, that's not a very good sign. You need to talk and talk and talk and talk until somebody is open enough to say things they had not weighed very well on the scale, so that you're able to know them and be able to see especially what comes to their mind first. So I would say check that, check the soulmate part, where you are souls, you can talk, you can pour your hearts to each other. Finally, it's good to check spirituality. A lot of people are bound to their marriages because of their fear of God. That they honor God, they fear God, and because of that, the scriptures have been guiding them. And so even in hard times when there's no chemistry, even when they are quiet, so there's no soulmate going on, there's no pouring of hearts to each other because they are silent to each other, they still remain committed to each other because they are committed to Christ Jesus. Now, non-believers are allowed to marry. That's the thing. But then we shouldn't be surprised when we hear the happenings after. So I think we must look at this. We should be surprised when believers do some things.
Yeah.
But when unbelievers sin, I mean, you are both non-believers. You came together as non-believers, and then one of you is cheating, meaning they are just continuing in their non-believing life. They are sinning as they are expected to do.
That's not breaking news.
I mean, it's not breaking news. They are sinning as they were supposed to sin. You are sinning differently. Probably even stealing money from them and hiding some things from them. So you are sinning differently, but that doesn't mean you are not a sinner. But for believers, there is a code that binds us together. So I would say, look for the chemistry. It's important important. Have the soulmate kind where you pour your heart to each other and you are free to talk to each other. And also spirituality. Make sure that you are worshiping the same God. Yeah.
All right. You've mentioned the unbelievers, eh? And one of the things sometimes Christians say, najioshea nijitengeneze mtu wangu. Ati my marriage is an evangelism.
Yeah.
I'm coming to evangelize. Yeah. And then the next time, you see some of the things, like the video you are seeing of someone taking poison while the other is taking a video. How does it get to a point where things are so toxic? Violence is coming in, all these things. I don't know. I think also we have pressures that are around. You know, talk about the economic recessions and economic pressures that are there. You know, fees has to be paid, rent has to be paid, bills are high, KPLC nando hiyo, mambo iko hivi. Let's talk a bit about that. The toxic space and the pressures, and we still want our relationships to thrive.
All right. Let me begin by sounding a warning to believers who think they can save an unbeliever. If the blood of Jesus has not done it this far, yours won't help. The reality is that yours couldn't even save you. Yeah. So if so far, that unbeliever is still an unbeliever, then your blood, adding your blood into the mix, it will not help in any way.
Yes, yes.
If there is any evangelism, it is not you who is evangelizing them. They are evangelizing you.
Into their world.
Into their world. And that's what is easy. It is because their world is larger. Our path is a bit narrow, but their world is larger.
It's everything easier, it's convenient.
Yeah, and everything can go. And everything is actually allowed because it's within their boundaries. So I would say, marriage is not a tool of evangelism, and even if it was, it would be a very bad tool because you can only marry such a few. Even Solomon who did the highest was 1,000, but we need to evangelize more than that. So we cannot say that. Now, the issues are when you are beginning to date, you must be conscious. Because if you're not conscious, you keep on painting every red flag blue, every red flag pink. You know, you look at and the red flags are all there. They are open. Yeah. Somebody is already, is already insulting you as you are, is already angry at you.
Unasema ata change.
Atabadilika tu sijari. But it doesn't change. Actually, when they are dating you, they're in their best behavior. So if their best behavior is not good,
and they're already messing,
their worst behavior will be terrible. So you must do that. Secondly, you must learn each other's limits. And when you learn somebody's limits, it's not for you to push them. It's for you to know when to retreat. Because human beings are also at the basic animals. When they are pushed to the corner, even a cat, you can kick it to run away. But if you are to corner it, they can decide to fight back.
Can do anything.
They can decide now, since I don't want to die. So you don't want to push somebody's limit. You don't want to push every button they have.
Atiguza fanya venye unafanyanga ukikasirika.
That is not something. So learn their limits and see what infuriates them. What is it that makes them, angry, and then work on that. So make sure you work on that. Thirdly, it's good to have accountability. A place where you can safely report your partner. Both of you go to this family and you can say, this one has been doing this to me. And this one has been doing a safe space where you can vent out. I would say accountability is very important. So that you have a couple that can help you. I know best couples are being hired these days.
At a very huge fee.
Huge fees. But you need a best couple that can be able to counsel you, can sit, you can sit under their authority and be able to help you with that. So I would say, don't just get people because they are good at the photos. Otherwise, there will be many issues that are coming, and there are so many red flags. And I tell you, one of the biggest issues I have seen in marriages is because already people before marriage they don't have friends. They don't have real friends. Friendship is becoming a big issue. Maybe one of the shows will talk about how to make friends. It's true because people don't have friends. People who can tell you now, there's one. I have seen you, I have looked at you, and there's nothing okay with you. That's the thing. A friend can be able to tell you, I saw you getting married. You looked better. There's something wrong. What's bothering you? Somebody who can actually just tell you, no, you need to leave.
And genuine.
Genuine. So you need to get such friends. was making a joke about the famous person who got married the other day, and people are wondering whether the other guy has relatives.
Yes.
Because
I think there was only one cousin and a brother somewhere.
Quite your people are not interested in this thing. And then there is no digital print. The guy has no digital print. He's nowhere to be found in the digital.
Yes.
So people wonder, who is this mysterious fella?
Yeah.
And those are after telling you, those are the red flags.
Yes.
You're dating somebody who has no friends. They have nobody they revere. Somebody who can call them to order. They have nobody they admire. This person is a lone ranger. Those are red flags from the beginning.
Yes, yes.
You can't tell who their friend is. Don't become their first one. Because they don't know how to make friends. They don't know how to keep them. So don't think that you'll be the first one. And also it's good to say as Christians, when time comes that now is life-threatening, it's okay to leave. It's okay to leave. Don't wait for death. Don't wait for death. Just leave.
Don't be the sacrificial lamb.
Hey, don't be. Jesus died for all of us. Don't die for
that was an enough sacrifice.
Yes, don't die for lamb. So you can leave. And marriage should be seen as what it is, a companionship. Yeah. That God uses to raise a godly offspring. So marriage is not an area of evangelism. Marriage is not a financial institution where you're getting married for financial purposes. So you're getting married as a business, or as an occupation. It is not. It is not. That cannot be. Marriage is not a place where you just get identity and do nothing about it. It just becomes on you.
You look good, being a husband, a wife.
Those things are so temporal. They are nice on photos. But when it comes to reality, if you have not become identified with this person, you're not part of his life, you're not part of her life, then what you have an arrangement. That arrangement one day will not do very well. Because even people with arrangements don't live together. With arrangements, go to their offices, they come back and meet once a week. But if you are meeting daily, this arrangement will not end well. So I would say, again, those are some of the issues we should check.
Amazing. I think we need another show because there's a lot I feel we have not covered, we have not touched. But let us speak to someone. There's someone who's watching, who's struggled in love, or who just wants to know more about these issues. That one word you can tell them, and just tell them, because marriage and relationships have been painted so negatively. The divorce rates are being estimated to be very high, even more especially in the Western countries, and even coming now even to Africa. Something that was not there, it is growing. The divorce rate is so high. So it has been painted like it is impossible, it is not doable. But we know so many people, us included, who are in marriage and they are doing okay. Yes, challenges are there, but they are moving. What is that one word you can tell someone who wants to try love, who wants to move and start a family?
Now, one thing I would say is this: when you are single, please be complete in yourself. Don't look for completion. Please first be complete in yourself. And when you are single, organize yourself as if you'll be single forever. So make sure you have enough income going for you. Make sure you are pursuing your goals alone. Make sure you are becoming a better version of yourself. Make sure that your weaknesses are not becoming a hindrance. Work on yourself. Because when you have two broken people meeting, it becomes terrible. Because you break the children even harder. And so I would say, work on yourself. And secondly is to give hope. Marriages are working, and there's so many. It's not that those who are not working are allowed, but please know that when a dog bites a man, it's not news. But when a man bites a dog, that's when it's news. So if they are still making news of bad marriages, then good marriages are many. Otherwise, it will come to a point where good marriages are the ones making news. So I'm happy that those are making news, because that means those are the exceptions. And so I would say marriage is working and it's nice. You have to work on it and put God at the middle of it. At the center of it is the cross. That when you embrace Jesus, then you embrace each other. And so complete yourself. Just know marriage is working, and know that Christ is the one who brings everything together. It is in him that everything holds together, and without him things fall apart. And therefore Christ is the center of everything.
Amazing. That news is when a man bites a dog. That's food for thought, and we appreciate you for watching us. An amazing show. We're going to see if we can have another time and talk more about this, part 2 of this, and I know it will be great. Thank you for watching us and being with us through this show, and make sure you remember to subscribe. I've been your host, Chege Chosen, on all my social media platforms. I appreciate you for your viewing. Thank you. Until next time, this is the TUBONGE Talk Show.